Hi everybody, my name is Jason and I am with the Yahuwah and the Torah YouTube channel, and I can't thank you enough for hanging out with me and my family when they are here around this little tiny table in the middle of this jungle. And we are doing what we always do, and that is reading the scriptures of Yah. And we are the family who believes that the laws, statutes, and commandments that are found in the first 5 books of scriptures, from Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, well, we believe those guidelines are the goals of life. They're the posts of life. They're everything that we should have in our life, and they've been given to us as a blessing. They have been given to us as something that is the greatest thing that could ever be given to us. Not only do we have a creator who has built us in an immaculate fashion and built all of creation around us and all this amazing stuff, but then he gave us a guidelines and a technical manual and a book for life. And it is those people, when they follow the laws, statutes, and commandments of our Creator, those are the people who are our creators. And when our Creator says that He wants us to obey His laws, statutes, and commandments, He doesn't just say that as a blanket statement without any kind of benefit, because number one, we're alive, and number two, He has given us a way forward, a way to the kingdom to come. And that kingdom to come is going to be with our King, with our Messiah, Yahushua, who is, most people know Him as Jesus the Christ. And so the kingdom to come is an exciting place, is a time when we will be doing the appointed times of our Creator. We will be keeping His laws, statutes, and commandments. We will be keeping the Sabbath days. We'll be doing all that kind of stuff in the kingdom to come. And so this is us, and this is who we are. And we are the people who have built a scriptures. It's called Yah Scriptures. And Yah Scriptures is the greatest English translation of any work that we have seen out there, because it doesn't come with all of the errors of the king. It doesn't come with all the errors of all these other translations that are completely riddled with errors. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't have any errors, but this is a conglomeration of the Hallelujah Scriptures and the ISR. And so if you've liked either two of those scriptures, you will absolutely love Yah's Scriptures. And this is not a simple book. This is a very large book. It's about 1.4 million words. It is also 103 books, and you will find the full Apocrypha, the books that have been hidden from us for all time. Now they're back. Now you can see all of these, and this is a tremendous book. And the benefits of not only getting this book for such a cheap price is that we're able to give a full scriptures into our brothers and sisters in chains as well. And so for every scriptures that you guys are able to purchase, we can help our brothers and sisters who have been locked away and incarcerated in the prison systems of the United States of America. Now, all of our stuff is absolutely free of charge. We've always kept it free of charge from the very beginning of everything. The scriptures of Yah should be completely free. It's not something that we should ever have that we hold and we do not let people have. And so these first two are the complete Yah scriptures. If you grab the very first PDF and the second PDF, that comprises the entire scriptures that we have in a printed form. Also, if you guys have eSword, there's a lot of people with eSword. A lot of people love these, download them. They live on their eSword modules. And the last download that we have here is Traditions of Men. And it is a very, very good book. It is an amazing book, and it is something that we are going over as a family and as a team here on YouTube and other platforms as well. And last but not least, I want to go over these right here, because these are the short stories out of the Apocrypha, books that have not been released anywhere like this. All of these books have the restored name of our Creator, all of the name of His Son, if it shows up in these stories. And all of the names of our forefathers and foremothers. They've been restored to as close to what they possibly can be. So these are all available out there, as well as Traditions of Men. Both of these are available. The black and white and the color version are available on Amazon. Okay, so here we are, guys. We are heading back into the book of MELAKIM, 1 Kings. And we're into chapter 13. And for a quick recap of where we are at, and it shouldn't be a quick recap, maybe it should be a longer term recap, because there's a lot of folks that will grab this and listen in on this, and they'll have no idea where we are, because a lot of times scriptures aren't very read. Most people don't read them. Most people don't like them. And when you actually read scriptures, they're very, very exciting. So here we are. We are in the days of the kings of Yisrael, in the days of David, his son Solomon, and his further lineage. Now, we are to the point where Yisrael had 12 tribes that were under King David, that were all together for a period of his reign. And they were under the reign of his son Solomon. And Solomon ended up doing so many bad things and he was into witchcraft. He was into basically Freemasonry stuff, occultish stuff, spells. He had a tremendous amount of women that were involved in a lot of pagan occultish stuff, sacrificing to other gods and other entities that are out there, things that are an abomination to our Creator. So as Solomon strayed further and further and further, he was told that his entire kingdom would be ripped out. And the first thing Yah said is that his son would end up with one kingdom and everybody else would have the rest. But at the end of the day, what we end up with is with the tribes of Judah and the tribes of Benjamin, who are the southern tribes. And then we have the 10 northern kingdom tribes, which are the rest of the people. And so this is where we are at right now. And so we are into the middle of where the Solomon's kids are down, and basically his son is being very evil, and both of these people, the northern tribes and the southern tribes, have strayed away from the ways of our Creator. And this is what we as a family and we as the channel and platform that we are doing this stuff with, that we're always trying to convince people that keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments of our Creator is a very important thing. It is something that it has been important since our creation, and it'll be something that, again, will be important in the second kingdom to come. And so our Creator is looking for obedient people who are willing to do more than think that they're saved and being saved and they're always saved, and all these people who are able to eat unclean foods and still think that they're saved. We're called to be different. We're called to look different, smell different, taste different, and just be different. And so this is where we are, and these are our forefathers that we're reading about right now that have completely gone astray. And they, I'll give you a spoiler alert for anybody who's never read scriptures. They never, ever come back properly, right? They always have Ashtaroth poles. They always have their foreign mighty ones. They were never, ever able to get rid of the evil of the people that they were dwelling in and around. And so this is the story. Okay, 1 Kings 13. And see, a man of Elohim went from Yehudah to Bet-El by the word of Yahuwah, while Jeroboam was standing by the altar to burn incense. And he cried out against the altar by the word of Yahuwah and said, O altar, altar, thus said Yahuwah, see, a son is to be born in the house of David. Yoshiyahu is his name. And on you he shall offer the priests of the high places who burn incense on you, and men's bones be burned on you. And he gave a sign the same day, saying, this is the sign which Yahuwah has spoken. See, the altar is split apart, and the ashes on it are poured out. And it came to be, when sovereign Jeroboam heard the saying of the man of Elohim, who cried out against the altar of Bethel, that he stretched out his hand from the altar, saying, seize him. Then his hand, which he had stretched out toward him, dried up, so that he was unable to bring it back to him. And the altar was split apart, and the ashes poured out from the altar, according to the sign which the man of Elohim had given by the word of Yahuwah. And the sovereign answered and said to the man of Elohim, please appease the face of Yahuwah your Elohim, and pray for me, that my hand might be restored to me. And the man of Elohim appeased the face of Yahuwah, and the sovereign's hand was restored to him, and became as it was before. The sovereign then said to the man of Elohim, come home with me, and refresh yourself, and I give you a gift. But the man of Elohim said to the sovereign, if you were to give me half your house, I do not go in with you, nor do I eat bread, nor drink water in this place. For so he commanded me by the word of Yahuwah, saying, do not eat bread, nor drink water, nor return by the same way you came. So we went another way, and did not return by the way he came to Bet-El. And a certain old Nabite was dwelling in Bet-El, and his sons came and told him all the works that the man of Elohim had done that day in Bet-El, the words which he had spoken to the sovereign. And their father said to them, which way did he go? And his sons had seen the way which the man of Elohim who came from Yehudah. And he said to his sons, saddle the donkey for me. And they saddled the donkey for him, and he rode on it. And went after the man of Elohim, and found him sitting under a terebinth. And he said to him, are you the man of Elohim who came from Yehudah? And he said, I am. And he said to him, come home with me and eat bread. And he said, I am not able to return with you or to go in with you, nor am I to eat bread or drink water with you in this place. For the word came to me by the word of Yahuwah, do not eat bread nor drink water there, nor return by going this way you came. And he said to him, I am too a Nabai, like you. And a messenger spoke to me by the word of Yahuwah, saying, bring him back with you to your house, and let him eat bread and drink water. But he lied to him. So he turned back with him and ate bread in his house and drank water. And it came to be as they sat at the table that the word of Yahuwah came to the Nabai who had brought him back. And he cried out to the man of Elohim who came from Yahudah, saying, Thus said Yahuwah, because you have rebelled against the mouth of Yahuwah, and have not guarded the command which Yahuwah your Elohim commanded you, and turned back, and ate bread, and drank water in the place of which he said to you, Do not eat bread, nor drink water, your body shall not enter into the burying place of your fathers. And it came to be, after he had eaten bread, and after he had drunk, that he saddled the donkey for him, for the Nabai whom he had brought back. And he went, and a lion met him on the way and killed him. And his body was thrown on the way, and the donkey was standing by it, and the lion was standing by the body. And see, men were passing by and saw the body thrown on the way, while the lion was standing by the body. And they went and reported in the city where the old Nabai dwelt. And the old Nabai who had brought him back from the way heard it, and said, It is the man of Elohim who rebelled against the word of Yahuwah. And Yahuwah gave him to the lion, and it tore him apart and killed him, according to the word of Yahuwah which he spoke to him. And he spoke to his son, saying, Saddle the donkey for me. And they saddled it. So he went and found his body thrown on the way, and the donkey and the lion standing by the body. The lion had not eaten the body, nor mauled the donkey. And the Nabai lifted up the body of the man of Elohim, and placed it on the donkey, and brought it back. And the old Nabai came to the city to mourn, and to bury him. And he placed his body in his own tomb. And they lamented over him, saying, O my brother. And it came to be, after they had buried him, that he spoke to his sons, saying, When I am dead, then you shall bury me in the tomb where the man of Elohim is buried. Lay my bones beside his bones. For the word which he cried out by the word of Yahuwah against the altar in Bethel, and against all the houses of the high places which are in the cities of the Shomeron, shall certainly come to be. After this event, Jeroboam did not turn from his evil way, but again he made priests from all sorts of people for the high places. Whoever desired he ordained to become one of the priests of the high places. And this matter was the sin of the house of Jeroboam, even to cut it off and destroy it from the face of the earth. All right, so these are one of these stories that are kind of hard to understand. They're very, very, we don't have a tremendous amount of details. We don't know why it was exactly that why this old Nabai went and lied to this other Nabai, one of these guys, right? Because this was the problem, is that our Creator told him, don't eat there, whatever you do. And then for whatever reason, I have no idea if this is the hand of Yah. I do not know if this was the hand of Hasatan. But he tempted the old man and he lied to him. And so I guess the question would be for everybody is, was this punishment to this old Nabai justified? And the problem is when we hear the word of our Creator and when we understand that he is speaking with us and then we go against it, we are going to be held liable for it. And the lips of man lie. The hand of man is wicked from his youth. The scriptures talk about the hearts of man are very, very evil. And so this was one of these stories that we have a man who, he was probably hungry. He was on his way. He was just kind of out in the middle of heading back when this old Nabai went and essentially got him killed. So the question would be, did the old Nabai who went and lied to him, is this his fault? Or is it the other Nabai's fault who didn't obey the word of Yah completely? Because if Yah had been talking to him directly, and then he went and had a man come and tell him something different, that reminds me a tremendous amount of what the Christians believe that Paul is to them today. Because you have 7/8 of the scriptures that talks about obedience to our Creator, that talks about the ways that we should walk, it talks about how our Creator wants us to behave, and then you get to 7/8 of scriptures that are unclear. Because by the words of Brother Shaul, Rabbi Shaul, many people have been led astray because a man comes along and tells them that they don't need to obey the laws, statutes, and commandments. Of course, that is out of context, and what Paul says isn't exactly what has come down to us. But those of us who are out there, all of us, if we hear the word of Yah and he says we should be obeying the laws, statutes, and commandments, and then we have a man come along and tell us, hey, you don't need to do that. Well, there may be a giant lion that comes around and just rips us to the ground because we have violated the word of our Creator. And this is why we always believe and we always say and we always urge and beg that people seek our Creator. And you will not be able to seek our Creator unless you read His Scriptures. His Scriptures will not be clear to people who don't read them. All you will have is what you hear from people in a pulpit who are telling you things that aren't true. The people that are preaching on all of these TBNs and all of these Christian broadcasting networks, all of these different things, they're all the same rhetoric. It is all the same rhetoric that is contrary to what Scriptures tells us it should be. And so if everything is contrary, and that's the way that everyone follows it, when Messiah says most people do not make it, we should be very alarmed. We should be very worried why the Son of our Creator would say such things. And what does He mean that most don't make it? And what He says when most don't make it is His own words. Is in Matthew 7, it clearly says that many people know our Messiah. They've done things for our Messiah. They've cast out demons in His name. They believe they know our Messiah intimately. But when Messiah looks at them and He tells them to depart from them because they are Torahless, they're going to be shocked. Because these people truly have done everything in the name of Messiah, except they did not walk the laws, statutes, and commandments as we have been told to walk. And so we need to be careful the lion doesn't come and get us in this life or the next. So with that, guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Much love to all. I'm out.